Right then, let's talk about cars. Not just any cars, but the electric sort that are popping up faster than weeds in a British summer. Just when you think the market is crowded enough, two absolute giants from China decide to throw their hats into the ring. I'm talking about GAC, a proper car-making colossus, and Huawei, the tech wizards who make everything from your phone to the masts that give it signal. They've decided to join forces and create something new, something ambitious. They're calling it Qijing, which, if my sources are correct, translates to something rather grand, like enlightened realm. Blimey, this isn't just a case of slapping a new badge on an existing model. Oh no, that would be far too simple. Qijing is being set up as a completely separate, independent brand. Think of it like this. It's not just a new flavor of crisps from a brand you already know. It's an entirely new crisp company opening up shop. It will have its own team, its own money, a hefty 1 billion yuan to start, which is a lot of cash in anyone's currency, and its own grand vision. They are aiming squarely at the top end of the market, which means they're going after the big German brands and, of course, a certain American electric car company. The plan is to build a whole family of cars under the Qijing name. We're talking about everything from big, luxurious saloons to massive SUVs that could probably carry a small village. The goal is clear: to create a smart electric vehicle that is more than just a way to get from A to B. They want to create a rolling piece of technology, a gadget on wheels that is seamlessly connected to your digital life. This is where Huawei comes in, and believe me, their role is much bigger than just designing the infotainment screen. They are bringing their absolute best tech to the party. So what we have here is a classic tale of ambition. A traditional car manufacturer, GAC, who knows how to bend metal and make a car that feels solid, is pairing up with a technology powerhouse, Huawei, who understands software and connectivity better than almost anyone. They believe that by combining their strengths, they can leapfrog the competition. It's a bold strategy, and one that the entire car world will be watching very, very closely. The big question is, can they actually pull it off? Because history tells us these kinds of partnerships can be a bit tricky. Now let's get into the nuts and bolts of what makes this Qijing project so fascinating. It really comes down to Huawei's involvement. You see, Huawei has been dipping its toes in the automotive world for a while now, but this is different. This is a full-on cannonball into the deep end. They're not just supplying a few bits and bobs, they are providing the entire digital soul of the car. They have a new system, a full-stack solution they call Qiankun. And this isn't just a fancy name, it's the whole shebang. The car's brain, its nervous system, everything. Normally, when Huawei works with car companies, it offers a couple of different options. There's the Huawei Inside model, where they provide the operating system and some smart driving features, but the car maker is still very much in charge. Then there's the Smart Selection model, where Huawei gets much more involved, helping with design and even selling the cars in their own stores. This is the model they use with brands like Aito. It has been a massive success for them, but it has also caused a bit of friction, with some car makers feeling like Huawei has a bit too much control. With Qijing, they're trying a new approach. It's what they're calling a platform model. Essentially, GAC is the boss. GAC will lead the project, design the cars, and build them. Huawei's role is to provide the complete technology package, the Qiankun platform. This means every Qijing car will have Huawei's advanced driving assistance, its smart cockpit powered by the Harmony OS, and all the clever sensors and computing power needed to make it work. It's a way for GAC to get all of Huawei's best tech without feeling like they're losing control of their own car brand. A clever compromise, you might say. This Qiankun platform is the secret sauce. It combines the brain for autonomous driving, what they call touring, with the brain for the in-car experience, what they call hongming. By putting it all together, they promise a car that is not only incredibly smart and safe to drive, but also a joy to be in. Imagine a car that can handle tricky city driving on its own, while you relax and watch a film on a crystal-clear screen. That's the dream they are selling. It's an incredibly ambitious piece of technology, and Qijing will be the first brand to be built entirely around it. A history of teaming up. This grand alliance between GAC and Huawei didn't just appear out of thin air. In fact, their road to creating Qijing has been a bit bumpy, a bit stop and start. It's a bit like trying to start a classic car on a cold morning. Sometimes it takes a few tries to get it to fire up. Their story together actually began a few years ago. Back in 2021, they announced a very exciting project. The plan was to jointly develop a smart SUV that would be a true game changer, with a launch date set for the end of 2023. There was a lot of buzz, a lot of excitement. However, as is often the case in the fast-moving car industry, things didn't quite go to plan. That initial project quietly fizzled out. The official reasons were never shouted from the rooftops, but the whispers in the industry suggested there were disagreements. It seems they couldn't quite agree on who was in charge and how things should be run. GAC, being a proud and established car maker, wanted to maintain control over its product. Huawei, with its powerful technology and growing influence, also had its own ideas. The partnership stalled, and that futuristic SUV never saw the light of day. But here's the interesting part. They didn't just walk away and slam the door. The idea of working together was too good to abandon completely. They knew that GAC's manufacturing skill and Huawei's tech genius was a winning combination if they could just get the formula right. So, they went back to the drawing board. They took what they learned from their first failed attempt and came up with a new plan, a new structure. This led to the creation of the Qijing brand, with that clearer platform model we talked about. GAC is in the driver's seat, and Huawei is the world's best co-pilot, providing the maps and the tech. This time, it feels more solid. They have set up a new joint venture company to manage the project, showing a much deeper level of commitment. GAC is the majority shareholder, holding a 51% stake, which officially puts them in control. Huawei holds the other 49%. This structure seems to have solved the power struggle that plagued their earlier efforts. They've learned from their past mistakes, and now they are ready to give it another, much more serious go. It's a lesson in perseverance, really. So when can we expect to see the very first fruit of this renewed partnership? Well, don't rush down to the showroom just yet. Building a brand new car from the ground up, especially one packed with so much advanced technology, takes time. The official word is that the first Qijing model is scheduled to hit the market in the first half of 2026. Yes, that's still a little way off, but in car development terms, it's practically just around the corner. They will be working flat out to meet that deadline, and you can bet the pressure is on. What makes this partnership so significant for the future of cars? I think it's a blueprint for the future. For years, we've seen car makers trying to become tech companies, and tech companies trying to become car makers. Most of the time, it doesn't work out very well. Car makers struggle with software, and tech companies struggle with the immense complexity of manufacturing. This GAC-Huawei partnership offers a third way, a true collaboration where each company sticks to what it does best. It could be the model that everyone else starts to copy. If Qijing is a success, it could completely change the game. It will prove that you don't have to be a century-old German brand or a Silicon Valley disruptor to build a world-class, high-end electric vehicle. It will show that by combining industrial might with technological agility, you can create something truly special. This could seriously worry the established players in Europe and America. A car with the build quality of a major manufacturer and the slick, integrated technology of a company like Huawei is a formidable combination. It's the best of both worlds. Ultimately, this is more than just another electric car brand. Qijing represents a new chapter in the story of the automobile. It's the fusion of two different industries, two different mindsets, coming together to create the car of the future. Will it be the enlightened realm its name suggests? We'll have to wait until 2026 to find out. But one thing is for certain, it's going to be one heck of an interesting ride. And I, for one, cannot wait to get behind the wheel. Hammond out.